Well, such a huge weekend of Premier League action ahead of us, and ahead of me right now is Paul Merson. Here he is. Have a look at it. Give us his predictions over here at the Sky Club. Morning to you, Paul. Right, the first fixture is one that could be pivotal in the battle for Premier League survival, isn't it? It's Crystal Palace against Sunderland. What are you gone for here?
I've gone for Crystal Palace to win this game. I think home advantage. I mean, Sam dropped into the bottom three and then they go and win their first game. I think he's quite comfortable when he's got a massive challenge on his shoulders, and a great win at Bournemouth. And I just think Sunderland are struggling, especially away from home as well. And I think Palace win this game. OK. Everton host Bournemouth, you mentioned there, whose form has really dipped since that FA Cup defeat to Millwall. Right, does that make for a likely Everton victory at Goodison Park? Yeah, I have gone for quite an easy one. I think Bournemouth are really at a brick wall, and they need to turn that round, because there's always a team that, you know, they get on a glass slope with slippers on, and all of a sudden they can't stop sliding, and they look like that team at the moment. So they need to turn it around. I don't see it Everton. I think Everton are a good football team with good players, and should be doing better than what they are, in my opinion. Glass slope with slippers on. We've all been there. Next up, Liverpool against Hull. The hosts have picked up 4 points in the last 3 league games under Marco Silva. Liverpool, though, haven't won in the Premier League since December. You go for all that, it's got to be a Hull win. But what have you gone for? I've gone draw. Oh! Yeah, I have. I think this is a difficult game. I've been impressed with Hull. I watched Hull when Mike Phelan was there, and he was bang unlucky. I watched him in games where they should have won at West Ham at the woodwork a few times. They were cruising against West Brom to the half-time whistle went. I mean, there wasn't a lot wrong, but I do like what they've come in and done. Liverpool have to chase this game, and I think it suits Hull. And I think a draw here and a draw at Old Trafford would be 2 massive football results for Hull. 29% of those going for it at the moment, though, reckon Liverpool will win 2-1. Right, more than that. Yeah, no, 2-1. That's that scoreline. Southampton against West Ham. Next up, both sides coming into this on the back of defeating midweek. Jose Font. Amazing the way football works, isn't it? Back at St Mary's after the news yesterday, Virgil van Dijk, 2 to 3 months with an injury. Will they regret selling him? They didn't really have much choice. He wanted to go, didn't he? To be fair, if you'd have watched him the other night, you wouldn't have regretted. You'd have dropped him off. I mean, he had an absolute shocker, if I'm being honest, on his debut, I think it was. So, I think I've just gone Southampton here. West Ham were well beat the other night. It was the way they got beat as well, Rob. There's ways of getting beat, but they sort of went into their shell and let Man City dictate. And we've all been on the end of games like that where you're thinking, please finish as quick as you can, but there's a way of getting beat. And I just think Southampton at home, I think, might just have too much for West Ham. Watford, what a win at the Emirates on Tuesday. Now, they played Burnley, so good at home, yet struggle away. Will that continue? No. Oh, no, what have you gone for here? I think I've gone Burnley win here. I think I have, yeah. I've gone Burnley win. I mean, they've been outstanding at home, and I've watched the last couple of away games, and they're not far away. Last minute at Arsenal, I mean, and they've had other results where they've been unlucky, and I think they could turn the corner. I thought Watford were great at the Emirates, don't get me wrong. I thought, what a result. But if you take that away, they hadn't been great, and I just think Burnley have been playing all right away from home without getting the results of recent weeks, and I think this will be the day they win away. Be a first away win for them. Let's finally... Stoke go to West Brom. Who will win this one? I've gone draw here. I don't see too much against a part of these teams. I like Stoke. I think they're a good footballing team, and I think Tony Pulis and West Brom just get better and better. And I just think these 2 teams, for me, nothing between them, and that's why I've gone for 1-1. OK, don't forget, you have to be over 18 to play. Entries, got to be in by 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and full terms and conditions are available online too. Right, let's take a look at your fantasy 6-a-side team this week. It's from Manchester United against Leicester, and who have you gone for? Well, I've gone for Zlatan to be my main man. I think he's the one that I look at, and he's the star player on turn. I worry about Leicester, if I'm being honest. I really do. I think they're one of them teams that, that could be in they are in a relegation battle. And then I've gone for 2 players. I mean, Mahrez and Ozazaki. I mean, only because I probably had to, if I'm being honest. I mean, I just don't know what's happening with Leicester. I mean, I just can't explain it. I mean, to win the league and then be where you are. And if Palace go and win on Saturday, like I think they will, I mean, they're going to be out of relegation on goal difference. And I mean, that is just extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. And, you know, you can't tell me one player who's just gone to Chelsea can make that much of a difference.
And Mkhitaryan as well is an interesting one, isn't it? After the Manchester derby earlier in the season, he was nowhere to be seen. Suddenly, he's a pivotal player, isn't he, for United?
I'm a massive fan of this bloke. I think this lad will be a massive star in the Premier League in the next few years. I think when he gets used to it, you know, and next season, I really do. I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League. I really do. I think he's top draw.